What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to show you how to tint the taillights on an Audi RS7. I'm going to be using a newer film from Vvivid. This hasn't hit the market yet, but it does come in two styles. This is a tighter honeycomb and it's only a single, while I have another one that's a double actually, and it's a little bit wider. This one's a tighter pattern altogether. It does look nice. This is probably my personal choice if I were to choose one, but again, each to their own. The customer did choose this one as well. This hasn't hit the market yet, but it is a transparent film with a hexagon pattern to it, and it actually has the holographic effect to it. Now I'm going to show you guys what this looks like with the taillights on, because you always get upset when I don't, so I'm actually going to show you this. Now, this vehicle is actually fully wrapped in KPMF Midnight Crimson Bloom. The videos for this vehicle wrap will eventually be on my website, guys, ckwraps.com. I'll put a link in the top corner and in the description below for you. It's got full bumper wrap with inlay set up. It's got the rear bumper wrap, so forth. So that will be there eventually. Check it out. My website is there. I'm giving away 1 month free right now for those who sign up. Now, let's get into the actual film itself and what we're going to need to do this. We're going to need some masking tape. It's always a good idea to have some masking tape. We're going to use this to mask off the edges. If you notice, actually, this rear bumper has a seam right here. That's actually the PPF that's underneath there, kind of off topic, but just in case those of you notice it, because I know a lot of you do notice these types of things. Yes, this is just PPF right here on the rear bumper to help protect it from when you remove things out of the trunk. Very common on higher end cars for the most part. We're gonna need some masking tape. We're gonna need some isopropyl alcohol. I have 70% isopropyl alcohol right here. We're gonna need our tint, of course, so your tint of choice, and a heat gun, and a cloth, squeegee, a knife, which I don't actually have on me. It must be over here. Give me 1 second. A knife and a glove, just in case. You never know if you're going to need a glove. But I've got a glove. I've got all that stuff in my pouch right here. I've even got a little tucking tool just in case. Probably won't need it. These taillights are not overly complex or difficult, and I'm going to show you how to tint them right now and what this looks like with the lights on. So let's get to it. First of all, I'm going to wipe the surface off, and then I'm going to mask the surrounding area. So let's just do that. I'm going to spray the cloth and give it the surface a wipe, and then the surrounding area a little bit. I don't want to pick up any particles or debris from the surrounding area. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to take our cloth and we're going to wrap it around our squeegee. This is going to allow us to get to the edges and clean up those edges. Perfect. And then once I finish this, we're going to get into masking this off. Again, once I finish this, guys, I'm going to show you with the lights on versus the lights off, so forth. I'll even turn the lights off in the shop to give you a better idea of what this might look like at nighttime. A little bit of sunlight coming through the window, but it'll only get so dark in here. We're looking good. Let's get it masked off. We use the masking tape for a couple of reasons. This is to help alleviate tension from the edges, just in case we might have any. Also, in case you slip with your blade, which you don't want to slip with your blade, obviously, but in case you slip with your blade, you'll hit the tape, hopefully. Don't cut through the tape. You can mask as many layers as you want to when it comes to doing this. You don't have to just do one layer, so if you feel more comfortable doing multiple layers, by all means, go for it. Some people like to put 3 or 4 layers down. Totally up to you guys. For these taillights, personally, for me speaking, I don't really need to do this. Just kind of showing you more, for example, what you want to do. Once I finish this taillight tint, I'm going to be actually ceramic coating the vehicle. So that will be done next. This vehicle was ceramic coated prior to the wrap. Now I was kind of skeptical about how good the ceramic coating was done on this. So I did notice that when I started to wrap the vehicle that the film was sticking as normal. So it means that there probably wasn't really any ceramic coating there. I don't know how long the customer had it on for. I don't even know if they noticed, but there was really no ceramic coating on the vehicle for the most part. Let's give this one more wipe off, and we're going to be wrapping these lights in 2 separate pieces. Let me just drag the camera over slightly so give you guys a better view of what's happening. Cool. Now, I don't want to wrap them in one piece, so just wrap them in 2 pieces. I can wrap these in 1 piece. It's not necessary to wrap them in 2 pieces, but they're not very complex. Again, it's just very flat. This is probably the most quick and efficient way to doing this. So we're going to size it up. I'm going to have my backing paper facing out so I know where to cut, and I'm going to give myself a little extra. So I'm going to come about here. And I'm going to hold on to that. Perfect. Now we're going to take our piece again, and we're going to size up here. So I'm just going to make sure I've got enough, plenty. There's my line, so I'm going to make a little sort of like a crease in the film. And then I'm going to cut on an angle, why not, and give myself a little bit extra. And we'll just do the smaller side first, why not? Let's do this. Let's run it this way. We want to make sure there's zero debris, dirt, or dust on this at all. Again, just squeegee this down, guys. Push firm. Since this is a translucent film, you do want to make sure you've got all the air out of there. It will kind of show it a little bit through the tint itself. Again, this isn't really tint. This is more just like, I guess, paint protection film with a color to it. We're going to heat it up a little bit right around the edges, smooth all that out. It looks pretty nice, I got to say. I think it'll go nice with the wrap, but we'll see when we're all finished up here. Let's now cut out the surrounding area. Now I'm just going to run my blade on the very edge of the light. We don't need to wrap around more than that. Perfect. And then same thing here, poke through. Good. We're going to come around the top, poke through again. And I'm staying on the light side. I don't want to cut on the paint side. Obviously, I don't want to have too much blade out either because I don't want to damage any paint. So it is important that you don't have your blade sticking out too far either. Now I'm going to snap a blade off because I noticed that it's a little bit dull for the purpose of coming around this corner here. Coming around bends is a little bit tricky, guys, so we have to take our time and come right around. And then this piece is tinted. Before I move on to the next piece, what I'm going to do is heat up the edges, make sure everything's sealed up nice and tight. There we go. It's looking good. What this is also doing is sort of pre-shrinking the film. So if there's going to be any pullback, it would have happened already. So as you can see, this is starting to come together. Let's grab our other piece and get that one done. So again, I'm going to make sure there's no dirt or debris or anything kicking around on the surface. I did notice a little bit of dust. My fingerprints, my hands are dry, so there's no fingerprints on here. I use a lot of isopropyl alcohol. Do a lot of wrapping, so my hands are always fairly dry. All right, and then we'll do our best to match it up. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, guys. You will not notice the difference, okay? It's very rare that you'll notice this difference here. You can do it all in one piece if you want to keep it the same, but I do recommend, and see, I can actually match up the honeycomb pretty perfect right there. So that's good. So I know that it's almost bang on 100%. I'm off a slight degree here. So again, that's all we have to do here. Squeegee that out. There isn't a lot of contour to these lights. So this is a nice way to quickly and effectively change the visual look of your vehicle. Again, let's go around all the edges. And again, the heat is there to help pre-shrink the film a little bit. We don't need to wrap around the edge, guys, because we don't have any tension on the edges, so it's not important to wrap around the edge. Good. Let's cut it out. Take your time. Staying on the light side again. Don't push hard. Let your blade do the work. Come down here. Come right down here. There we go. You just got to find that sweet spot. Come across the top. Coming along here. We'll meet up where we started, right around here. Perfect. And then we just have this section to do right here. Good. And then one more little cut right down here, round off that corner real nice. And there she is. Now I'm going to be gentle, removing the tint from the other side. I don't want to pull off this piece just in case it's a little bit stuck. But the honeycomb does match up pretty good, guys. And then let's go over this with some heat. I can use my finger to finish it off, or you can use your squeegee, whatever you prefer. I do recommend if you're gonna use your finger to use a glove. Nice, let's just remove the tape so we can get a better visual, and then let's get the other side going. That little piece right there. Perfect. All right, so that's what that looks like on the back end. It looks pretty cool, guys. It's like a laser beam. Again, this is going to give us full light output. So let's move to the other side here and get this one done. And then again, I'll show you what these lights look like at the end when I turn the vehicle on. So let's wipe this side down. Give that a good wipe. Good, and then we're going to go over the edges. Get all in there, get all in there, get all up in there. Make sure it's nice and clean. Film will stick really well once it's nice and clean. Perfect. And then we'll cut our piece. So something like this, and I still have to mask. So I'll actually show you what it's like to not mask. I don't really need to mask with this, so I'll show you what it's like not doing it with masking tape, or doing it without masking tape. Again, I do recommend on most lights to use the masking tape. It's going to be beneficial for you. And then just a little mark in it. Yep, so I'm going to end up cutting that piece off. That's okay, I've got plenty. I don't want to wrap that piece with the mark in it on the light. Somewhere around here should be good. Just in case we got any dusting or paper particles, we're just going to wipe that off a little bit, because I felt like the cut was a little bit rough. Inside the light, I can see there's like a leaf in the light or something. I don't know how that would have gotten in there, but something got in there. So that's not my fault. And then there is a little casting point right here. Just so you know, if you see that on your lights, it's very common. Not all of them have it, but some do have it. This one has it right here. This one has it right here. So we're just going to line that up, make it straight. And the only difference here with the film, with the tape not being there, is that now the vinyl is sticking more aggressively to the wrap side. So with the tape there, the film doesn't want to stick to the actual wrap or the paint. So it does make it easier for you guys. Now let's get in there again and heat it, and then we'll cut it. This film does not pre-shrink a lot, which is good actually, so we don't have to worry about most likely this ever pulling off of an edge. As long as you don't add tension to the edge, you'll be fine. Let's get in there and let's cut this guy out. There we go. Let's come around here. It's going to be a little bit awkward of an angle for me. I'm just trying to stay out of your way. I don't normally cut like that. I would have moved myself to the other side. This side will be fine here. You want to be comfortable when you're cutting, guys. If you put yourself in an awkward position, it could cause you to make a mistake. So just make sure you're comfortable. Body positioning is important. Good. And then let's just finish off this last little bit right here. Good. That should be all of it. Take your time removing it. This way, just in case you didn't cut all the way through, you don't make a mistake. Let's go over it again with heat. We'll do the last piece, and then we'll turn the lights on. This side, it shows a lot less because I have a lot less light on this side, but we'll pan the camera over it so we can have a good look and see what all this looks like. Cool, let's do the last one. Let's make sure that's still clean. Not even a single piece of debris can be under this? Nothing. Looks good to me. Oh, there's one there. Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe off this edge just in case there was any dusting. There's that mark, so I'm gonna put that mark on the outside. And make sure that doesn't end up on the light area. Now I might have to adjust this. We're gonna see how this lines up. It's not bad. We're gonna fix it a little bit. So I'm gonna come to this side and we're gonna adjust this so that the honeycomb lines up better like it did on the other side. It's tricky to do because it's not a slidable film. I got really lucky on the other side with it. Okay, that's pretty much perfect. Look at that. It's pretty good. Right here it looks really good. Again, it's not gonna be 100%, but it's very close. So again, take this, we're gonna squeegee it across. Make sure we get all the air out of there. Super easy stuff to use, guys. I gotta say, if you have to heat and stretch it, it works great as far as that goes too. So wrapping this tint around lights that are more complicated or more complex than this is fairly easy. You can do more with this air release tint than you can with most other tints, especially like a wet apply tint. A wet apply tint isn't really gonna allow you to do complex shapes. It's very hard to do complex shapes with wet apply tints. You can, but there is still limitations. There's even limitations to the dry, so to the air release tint like this. Yeah, so let's make sure all that's nice and good. Good, we're looking good. And we're gonna cut it out. I'm just gonna start up here. Take my time coming around the bend. Make sure our knife is in there just enough, not more than maybe an eighth of an inch or so. Let's come across the bottom here. Because if you put too much knife in there, like I said, you're going to cut something that you don't want to cut, and that's problematic because we're not trying to damage the vehicle here. We're trying to enhance the finish. We don't want to diminish the finish of the vehicle. Let's come around this corner here. Cool. Let's come up here. And then I think we're pretty much ready to rock. I'm just going to cut a slit here. There we go. Let's go over that with some heat and show you what it's like with the lights on, guys. Being methodical when you do stuff is important. So you notice that I'm finishing what I have to do here before I go and turn the lights on, even though you guys want to see what the light's on, just because I don't want to forget to do this. So we want to make sure that we do everything in the sequence and order, and then we stick to that. This way you don't make any mistakes. Now, I'm just going to kick that out of the way, and then we're going to move the tray, and then we're going to turn the lights on over here. So let's just show you what this looks like with the lights off. You'll notice the emblem is a black emblem over a chrome emblem. I didn't do that, that's the customer did. That actually kind of looks cool. I don't find it looks bad at all. But you're supposed to actually take off the chrome one and replace it with the black one. I'm sure it was just easier to do it this way. This is what it looks like with the lights off, guys. You've got a bit of a hue to it, a bit of a holographic effect, nothing insane. You can see it. So it's pretty subtle. I'm sure outside it'll look a lot different. Let's come down a bit here and just show you kind of what it looks like from the bottom. There we go. Same thing here. There we go. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like that dragon tint, but that dragon tint was kind of ugly and messy looking. I don't know what you call it, but I assume that's what you call it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Now let's turn the actual lights on and see what this looks like. How am I gonna do this? Let's see, the lights turn on. Hey, there they are. All right, that's with the lights on, guys. Now, let me just turn the, I'll close the door. Now, let me just turn the lights off so we can get a better view of what's happening in the dark. Cool. It's not gonna be 100% dark in here, but it's gonna be darker. like I said, I have the light coming in from the windows. And so again, this is what it kind of looks like. There's a little bit of light coming in from the windows right here, guys, so you can see what that looks like. It's very subtle. It's not over the top, insane or crazy. It does look good though. And again, that's what it looks like with the lights off. So we'll get the lights back on, and then kind of wrap this up. All right, guys, that's the tail lights, all four tinted on an Audi RS7. Again, not the most complicated, but I did want to show you with the lights on what this holographic hex tint looks like. That's transparent, so you can see completely through it. As you can see with the lights on, we're not getting any blocked light here. Very minimal, obviously, like where the hexagon pattern is, it'd be blocking some light, but that's super minimal, guys. You're not actually losing any light output here. So again, this just gives you an idea of what you can do with your tail lights, how you can tint them. I don't know if it's legal or not. I have no idea. I mean, you could argue that it is translucent, that you can still see the lights. So it shouldn't be a problem, I would assume. But I don't know, guys. It's really up to the cop's discretion as far as that goes. Guys, I hope this video was informative and helpful in showing you what to do. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Take care.